Solo Sikoa dethrone Roman Reigns, WWE destroying the White Rabbit. Booker T confirms Sasha Banks and Naomi are not coming back. UFC legend to referee Seth Rollins vs. Matt Riddle at WWE Extreme Rules. Roman Reigns compared to two legendary megastars. Sami Zayn takes a personal shot at Jey Uso. Let's jump right into our first story. WWE destroying the White Rabbit. Dutch Mantel feels WWE might be overdoing its White Rabbit clues and admitted to being disinterested in the new storyline. The White Rabbit mystery continues to perplex wrestling fans as WWE dropped another teaser on this week's SmackDown. The company has succeeded in grabbing the fans' attention by cleverly using QR codes and quotes from old promos to add to the cryptic narrative. Mantel was also initially a fan of the White Rabbit experiment, but he feels that the plot is getting too complicated to follow and added that it would only appeal to the hardcore fanbase. Casual fans, according to him, might not have the patience to stick around for the big reveal, and he explained why on the latest episode of Smack Talk. Don't make it too difficult. This makes you actually look, and the only ones that are going to look are your hardcore fans. But you don't need to interest your hardcore fans as much, you need to interest the casual fans. And this may be catching some of them, but if you wanted me to go and look at a QR code, I guess, what you call it, and then a Morse code, I said screw that. I'm just going to watch the rest of the show, and when it happens, it happens. WWE is adding several layers to the White Rabbit angle, but Dutch Mantel has no desire to put in the extra hours into research. He made his point clear with a hilarious analogy, as you can view below. Actually, they are disinteresting me in this now. It was interesting for a while. Did you ever like to do homework? I didn't do homework, I listened in class and, like, listening to the show and watching the show. If I don't understand it there, I'm not going to go back and research anything. That's just me because I'm a lazy betard. Almost every member of the WWE universe is eager to learn the identity of the White Rabbit. Many were under the impression that the revelation would happen on last week's SmackDown due to the 9/23 clue. However, WWE seems to be stretching out the story to maximize the buzz. The legendary manager warned against fans being misled and said many viewers would tune out if they didn't get what was promised on the weekly shows. When you promise something and don't deliver, you know, those are the casual fans again that are tuning in, and if you disappoint them, screw it. I'm gone. It was 9/23, right? And he wasn't there. So, draw your own conclusions. I'll draw mine. Reports suggest that Bray Wyatt is the White Rabbit, and Extreme Rules could be the event where he finally shows up to put an end to all speculation. What are your thoughts on the White Rabbit storyline? Let us know in the comments section below. Booker T confirms Sasha Banks and Naomi are not coming back. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T shared his thoughts on Sasha Banks recently changing her name on her social media handle. The boss has stayed off the wrestling radar since walking out of the company earlier this year. While there were speculations about her return to WWE after Triple H took over the keys to the company's creative department, her recent name change on social media suggests otherwise. Speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T stated that he was hoping to see Banks and Naomi return to the Stanford-based promotion. I definitely was one that was hoping to see Sasha as well as Naomi come back. I thought both of those guys were leaving the way they did. I was wondering if they were going to come back, said Booker. The WWE Hall of Famer also shared his thoughts on the duo's infamous walkout, stating that he would have handled the situation differently. I remember you asking, how would I have done it? And I said, I would have done it, and then I would have left, because that's one thing that the business, and it's not just myself. I've heard other wrestlers, the veteran wrestlers that have been around that have said the same exact thing. They said they would have done the job and then left because it's like tradition. I think losing that tradition factor in the business, that right there is where the rubber met the road as far as the situation went, as far as whether we were going to work it out or not, because it was a little bit different than the tradition of the way wrestling has always been dealt, added Booker. It has been over 4 months since Sasha Banks and Naomi stunned the wrestling world by walking out during a taping of Raw. The duo were reportedly unhappy with the direction of the female tag team division and decided to take matters into their own hands. The duo have since been spotted at various non-wrestling events. While fans were hopeful of the former women's tag team champions' return under the new hierarchy, Sasha Banks' recent name change on social media has subverted their expectations. The former WWE star recently updated fans with new handles across all her social media accounts. She also had a message for fans with new social links as she tweeted, "New handles, same handler," Banks tweeted. While Sasha Banks' return to WWE cannot be ruled out yet, the former NXT Women's Champion is farther from the company than closer. Will Sasha Banks and Naomi return to WWE in the near future? Sounds off in the comments section below. UFC legend to referee Seth Rollins vs. Matt Riddle at WWE Extreme Rules. The rivalry between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins on WWE Raw has gotten incredibly personal. UFC legend Daniel Cormier is reportedly set to officiate their match at Extreme Rules. Rollins and Riddle's rivalry has been going on for months. The two WWE superstars were set to battle at SummerSlam, but the match was rescheduled. The Visionary defeated Riddle at Clash at the Castle, but their rivalry continued after the premium live event. The two men have had multiple brawls ringside, in the crowd, and backstage on recent episodes of Raw. It was announced that the two will settle their differences in a fight pit match at Extreme Rules on October 8th. Ariel Helwani of BT Sport has announced that there will be a special guest referee for the fight pit match at the upcoming Premium Live event. According to Helwani, UFC legend Daniel Cormier will be the special guest referee for the match. Helwani posted a quote from Cormier with regards to the announcement. The Rollins-Riddle feud has gotten very intense and personal. There's only one person qualified enough to oversee this brutal match at Extreme Rules, and it's me. I'll see you guys in Philly next Saturday. Matt Riddle defeated the Judgment Day member Damian Priest in the main event of last week's edition of WWE Raw. Following the match, Judgment Day attacked the original Bro, and Edge rushed to the ring to make the save. The Rated R Superstar challenged Finn Balor to an I Quit match at Extreme Rules at the conclusion of the show. After Raw went off the air, Seth Rollins hopped over the barricade, and the two stars brawled ringside. The brawl lasted for over a minute before WWE security was finally able to break it up. The fight pit stipulation seemingly favors Matt Riddle as he has experience in MMA. It will be interesting to see how Daniel Cormier keeps both men in check as the special guest referee at Extreme Rules. Are you excited for the fight pit match at Extreme Rules? Let us know in the comments section below. Roman Reigns compared to two legendary megastars. Former WWE writer Vince Russo compared Roman Reigns to two megastars, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. Roman Reigns is the biggest WWE superstar and has been dominant in the past couple of years. 5 months ago, Roman Reigns unified the two world titles to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. While Brock Lesnar also holds a great deal of importance, nobody has been given the constant spotlight as the Tribal Chief has. On the latest episode of Writing with Russo, Vince Russo expressed the feeling of seeing the two megastars Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage clash for the first time in late 1985. He explained how the two megastars had the crowd in the palm of their hands and how nobody today, barring Roman Reigns, can evoke that kind of a reaction from crowds. I was in Madison Square Garden the first time Hogan faced Randy Savage. The rafters shook. The building was shaking. They had them in the palm of their hands. Who has them like that now apart from Reigns? Who's got them right here today? LaRue. Reigns' appearance on the IMPAULSIVE podcast would set up his next Universal title defense. Triple H hosted a press conference between the Tribal Chief and Logan Paul, making their match for the undisputed Universal Championship official at the Crown Jewel on November 5th. While many aren't sure why a newcomer like Logan Paul is in the match, he is certainly among the most marketable stars on the WWE roster on a mainstream level. Given that WWE usually has the biggest names competing in Saudi Arabia, it shouldn't be surprising that the YouTube star and recent WWE signee was chosen as Reigns' next opponent. Are you excited for the Tribal Chief's next Universal title defense? Sound off in the comments section below. Sami Zayn takes a personal shot at Jey Uso. Spearheaded by Roman Reigns, the Bloodline is currently at the height of its power in WWE. However, there are certain cracks within the group that are widening every week. Sami Zayn's association with the villainous faction has not been well received by Jey Uso. On SmackDown this week, Jey claimed that he sees through the master strategist's deception and will make him pay if he jeopardizes the Bloodline. The comments come a week after Sami was officially welcomed into the group by the Tribal Chief himself. Zayn took to Twitter to clarify the matter, stating that Jey has endured a lot and is therefore paranoid. Some people have endured a lot and as a result, have a hard time trusting others. They find it hard to believe others could be doing things for the right reasons, often believing there must be ulterior motives. Though it can be frustrating, it's important to be understanding, he tweeted. The Bloodline is currently one of the hottest acts in WWE. Roman Reigns was not present on the Blue brand this week to lead the group, so Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa represented them in a winning affair against Ricochet and Madcap Moss. There was also a backstage segment involving the stable where Jey Uso confronted Sami Zayn regarding the former's intentions. The segment caught the eye of Dutch Mantel, who praised WWE's booking of the Bloodline on Smack Talk. "Let me go into our locker room." Then he just walked by him and Jey was like helpless to stop him. Jey is the one that doesn't like him, right? Jey didn't look happy at all, so, like I said, they are building it right. So if I'm a new fan, let's just picture, this is how you gotta do angles. If a new fan sits down then he sees that, now he's saying, wait a minute, what's the heat between the Uso kid and Zayn? Now he wants to know and that lets you in on it and then somebody can tell him where he can go back and watch, said Dutch Mantel. While Roman Reigns was not present on the Blue brand this week, the Tribal Chief will be back on WWE programming next week where he is scheduled to come face-to-face with Logan Paul ahead of their match at Crown Jewel. Solo Sikoa dethroned Roman Reigns. After running through the NXT 2.0 roster for about a year, Solo Sikoa has now arrived on WWE SmackDown. The Street Champion made his main roster debut in the grandest way possible at WWE Clash at the Castle, where he helped Roman Reigns retain his undisputed WWE Universal Championship. With his rescue act, Sikoa has now officially become a part of the Bloodline. With another ally in his corner, it doesn't seem the Tribal Chief will be losing his titles anytime soon. However, will his relationship with Sikoa remain cordial until until the end of his reign, or will the Street Champion emerge as the one threat Reigns won't see coming? Let's look at 3 reasons Solo Sikoa should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Solo Sikoa will be the one challenger Roman Reigns won't be ready for. In his 2-year-long reign, Roman Reigns has dismantled several top names from Raw and SmackDown. From old rivals like Brock Lesnar to new faces like Matt Riddle, the Tribal Chief has been successful against all kinds of challengers. However, things would certainly change if Solo Sikoa sets his sights on the head of the table. The enforcer of the Bloodline is unlike any superstar Roman Reigns has battled so far. Being impressively powerful and athletic, Sikoa could prove to be a believable threat to his cousin's title reign. Since he's relatively new to the main roster, the Tribal Chief might not have a clue how to deal with the former NXT North American champion. A Samoan superstar in his own right, Rikishi's younger son, might just be the one to end the head of the table's tyranny. The one who takes down Roman Reigns must be from his own family. In wrestling, the tussle amongst members of the same family often makes up for compelling stories. Before the formation of the Bloodline, Jey Uso was the one who stood up to Reigns' evil ways. Although Jey couldn't defeat his cousin, Solo Sikoa has all the tools required to take down the Tribal Chief. The big question is, will WWE pull the trigger on making Sikoa the next undisputed WWE Universal Champion? Ideally, The Rock would be the perfect choice to knock the big dog off his pedestal. However, the People's Champion hasn't been an active member of the WWE roster for a decade, which makes it unlikely for him to defeat Reigns. Moreover, WWE would probably receive backlash from fans if the Brahma Bull were to end Reigns' historic championship run. That leaves Solo Sikoa as the best option to slay the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Sikoa's victory will see him take the reins as the new Tribal Chief while also allowing the Bloodline story to come full circle. A victory over the head of the table will instantly turn Solo Sikoa into a star. Throughout his illustrious career, Roman Reigns has been consistently backed by the WWE management. Even when sometimes he didn't seem to live up to his potential, Vince McMahon kept pushing him into the main event picture. Several WWE legends put the Tribal Chief over at crucial stages in his career, which allowed him to emerge as a fan favorite. After finally carving out a legendary status for himself in WWE, it's time the big dog returned the favor by passing the torch to a younger talent, particularly Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline's enforcer has everything it takes to be the next breakout star in WWE. Aside from his incredible combat skills, the NXT standout has a captivating personality. He possesses the look of a top superstar and can hold his own on the microphone. With Roman Reigns no longer working on a full-time schedule, WWE might turn to the Usos' younger brother to carry on the lineage of the Samoan dynasty. A victory over the head of the table might be the perfect way to propel Sikoa to the next level in his career. Is Solo Sikoa the one who can dethrone Roman Reigns as the head of the table? Sounds off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of